Hi guys, welcome back to Rapunzel Part 2, where we're going to put on the second layer of her hair color, and then we're going to wind up ending up doing the third in the shading. It may or may not be all in one video. We'll see how I do on time. I don't want to let this run too terribly long. If you are seeing this first before seeing Part 1, I am working on one of the Rapunzel pages in Dark Fairytales. And I have done just about everything but her hair. I'm saving that for last, and the witch's dress for last, because I call her a witch, but you know, because I'm not sure what I want to do her dress in yet. I want to see how it's gonna, what colors are gonna vibe with everything else on the page. So I thought, let's get the big piece done first, which is her hair. Believe it or not, the big piece to me wasn't the background, it was her hair. Only because I'm doing this in 3 separate colors. So I'm trying to, blend and shade and layer and everything. So it makes it a little different. If you watched Part 1, thank you so much for watching Part 1. And now we're on to Part 2. And I'm just going to get right into it because I want to kind of get this done. I have been... I'm working in this corner right here and thinking to myself, one of these days I'm going to purchase a book, either by Kerby or Johanna, or, well, not Hannah because hers are usually hardcover. And I'm going to spiral bind it because of this. And the thing is, especially with this particular book, there is a really great picture that is a double spread page of a boy and a troll, and their faces are right there in the middle of the crease, and it's like, oh man. So I really am considering, even if I've colored in the books, I am considering getting the supplies that I need to bind books, because I think it would be so much better to get these books and undo all the pages and bind them myself, because you really miss out on fully coloring a page. It gets really annoying to get in here and try to get all the little bits right on the, right on the spine. And then sometimes you just give up and go, well, it doesn't matter because the way the book is going to bend, you're not going to see it, and it doesn't matter, but in your brain it does, and it's a mess. So I know there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube. I've seen some on TikTok where people talk about how to, spiral bind your books, and it's really not a difficult process. It's just pricey, I think. It's starting up with getting the machine, the not a machine, but getting the device that you use to punch the holes, and purchasing the spiral bits. But I don't think in the long run I think it would pay for itself. I really do, because I could take this to like Staples or Office Max or something and ask them to do it for me, and I feel like with as many coloring books as I own, it would just be cheaper to buy the supplies. And I can already see, adding this second color, that I was very happy with this choice. It is killing that yellow-white space issue, and it just looks, you can see the difference between the two. It looks really good. It looks really rich. It pops it out of the page a bit more, and it'll be great when I add the shading with the last color. I am not going to shade every single strand in her hair. That would be insane. I am going to shade the curves of the hair, any place where it comes up against a object like the vine or a piece of a body part. I will definitely shade around that. And like I was saying in the first video, Kerby is one of those artists that gives us shading. like, yes, shade here. This is where I've drawn. This line art tells you where to shade. And I will, like I always say, be forever grateful for that. I'm not going in any particular fashion of order or anything. I'm just kind of doing it all around. And just a quick thing for those checking this out first by chance. I am using Polychromos pencils for this page. This has been a slightly long-standing work in progress. This book hasn't been out very long, but well, actually it has been. I take that back. I haven't had it very long. Actually, a funny story with that. I was kind of out of the online coloring community for a little bit, and I sort of was dipping my toe back into looking and sharing and talking about coloring with people online again. And I went to Reddit because I go to Reddit for a lot of things. And there's quite a great adult coloring community on Reddit, and somebody had shared one of the pages, I think the La Llorona page, and they were like, yeah, this is, they didn't say what book it was, I don't think. No, they didn't. I don't remember them saying what book it was. But I looked at the picture and I immediately knew that's Kerby's art. What book is this? And I asked them, I said, well, what book is this? Because I know that art anywhere, that's Kerby. And they're like, oh, it's Dark Fairytales. It came out in March. And I was like, oh. So there is the disadvantage, I guess you could say, to me stepping away from the coloring community for as long as I did, is I missed out on hearing about Kerby's book coming out in March. So I took no time ordering that from Amazon and having that in my hot little hands because I said, oh my gosh. And then I was, somebody in a video recently that I watched mentioned that this book was touted as the first in a series. And when I heard that, I heard her say that, I got so excited because I am just so in love with the direction that Kerby's art has taken as far as his books go. I mean, obviously, his art, if you've ever seen his Instagram, is incredibly beautiful and spans all different styles and types, but the way his books have gone has really been exciting to see him go from Anamorphia to this. And this is just some of the most incredible. It started with Worlds Within Worlds and Alien World and Mythic World and all of those books that started coming out. You really saw this shift in his coloring book art. And it's a very positive shift, and it's very exciting to see, and I can't wait for more books. I am looking forward to the anniversary book, too. Because there's some pages that I've colored in his past books that I colored a long time ago, and if I would love the chance to do it again. That's why I don't mind, as far as Kerby is concerned, I don't mind his compilation books, because I would love a chance to color one of his pages again in a different way, because I am not the same person I was when I started coloring. I'm not the same person I was when I started coloring in Kerby's books. So I think it would be interesting to see how my change in my coloring ability and style and what I like and how I like to color, I think that would be fun to see in, conjunction with the change in his style. So I think it would be great to have, and I'm looking forward to adding that to my collection. And I am working on finishing Phantomorphia, because the deal is Phantomorphia needs to be finished by the end of October so that I could purchase the 10th anniversary book. If I do not finish Phantomorphia by the end of October, I'm not purchasing the new book. So not until it's done. That's the deal. deal I made with myself. And, you know, I talk about like, oh, I have a lot of coloring books and I don't need any more coloring books. And then what happens is I start watching haul videos on YouTube, and that's where the mistake comes in. Because all of these people are like, oh, I went to Ollie's and look at these books I got. And one of the books somebody got was a Kerby book, the Reflections compilation. They found it at Ollie's. And I was like, honey, we have to go to Ollie's. So Friday I have a doctor's appointment. I'm off. I'm off from work. I'm not working on Friday. And I have a doctor's appointment. So after the doctor's appointment, it's so funny because this is how, if I ever had to explain how supportive my spouse is of my hobby, if I had to give an example, this is the perfect example. I said, oh, all of these people are finding stuff from Joann's, craft stuff from Joann's, because we're both crafters. I said, and great coloring books at Ollie's. And they've been like showing this in their hauls. I said, man, I'd really like to. We have an Ollie's and it's maybe 20, 30 minutes from where we live. And the spouse's response to that was holding up its phone, showing me the map application and saying, Ollie's is 7 minutes from the doctor's office. That's why I married my spouse. My spouse is very supportive. And no, I'm not going to go wild and crazy. My luck, these haul videos were from a little bit ago, so they probably don't have the cool coloring books there anymore. But there's nothing saying I can't check, so I'm going to. The only problem with not doing this in any fashion of particular order and things is I don't know where I left off. So I'm kind of going back and seeing what looks right, what needs more. I don't know how the lighting looks on this camera. I didn't really watch the last video I did. If I did, I kind of watch the videos a little bit just to see how they go and how they sound in the beginning. But I think if I watched them all the way through, I'd probably never post anything. I'd be like, oh my God, this is terrible. Listen to me talking. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that here. And if I'm deep into a video, like I'm 12 minutes into this video, there's no way if I say something stupid that I'm stopping and starting over. Sorry, you're getting me raw and uncut and unfiltered, and I'll fix it in post if I have to, if I say something really dumb, or I'll just correct myself as I'm talking and say, oops, no, I meant this instead, or, like yesterday, like the last video when I called this crayon, see, there I go, this pencil, I said light yellow ochre yesterday, and I thought that was really funny. It was because I was hungry. I made the mistake of not eating before I did my video, I think. So I ate before I started filming this video because I'm smart. Okay, I may end up making this another, like a 3-parter and filming a separate video doing the shading, because I'm almost to where I'm okay with this second color application, and I don't want this video to run super long. So, we'll finish up here. Got stuff to do at the bottom, and then it'll be done. I do think that adding the second color was very, very smart. I think her hair is looking very, very good. But I do think it's going to be a separate video situation. And that'll be good because that means I could take a break from filming tomorrow and just hang out with the spouse after work and color more, of course. And we'll see how that goes. I do have to get back to work on my lion diamond painting. I need to work on getting that finished. The spouse has already finished one Christmas gift, finished my mom's Christmas gift already. it made her a beautiful purple shawl, crochet shawl type of wrap. And my mom is a purple person, and when I say she's a purple person, I mean she is a purple person. And so this wrap shawl is in wool, purple wool, but it also has shiny thread in it as well. So it's very, very pretty. And it finished that today. So now it'll be on to its next Christmas gift, which means I need to shake a leg, because I have other gifts to make for Christmas. All right, and I figure once I go through and I start working on shading the hair, I'm going to probably find parts in this that I'm like, oh, I need to add more of the second color to this to make it a little better. Like I could already see where I've missed some prime locations. I am very happy to get another page done in this book. I absolutely love this book so much. It is, I will say, for me, very intimidating. This artwork is incredible. And when you get an intimidating book, your brain just goes, oh man, I don't have the artistic ability to color in this book and do the artwork any justice. If that voice ever comes into your brain when you are looking at a coloring book, when you're looking at coloring pages, when you're looking at maybe an artist you want to try, just turn that voice off. Just take a sock, ball it up real good, and shove it in that voice's mouth. And quiet it, and buy the book, and color in the book. The thing is once you start, and like you finish that first page, or maybe you color an element on the first page, and you stop and you look at it and go, oh, no, I've got this, then you're fine. Like, I was deathly intimidated by this book, and then I colored the first page, and then I said, no, never mind, I got this. I know how to color in this book. Like, I can confidently color in this book. And it's not even like the knowing how, because I stand by there is no wrong or right way to color. You know, I still felt like, okay, I could pull this off. I got the chops, everything. Okay, I think I am going to call this video good. I think we have successfully added color number 2 to Rapunzel's hair, and it looks fantastic. I can see the difference. I think once we pull the shading in, which shouldn't take very long at all, then we can color the dress down here. And then we will be good to go. So I am going to, with these few final strokes of the pencil, say goodbye on this video. Thank you all for coming to watch. If you had a good time, enjoyed my banter and my babbling, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. It is a free thing to do, doesn't cost you anything, won't even strain your thumb or your finger, depending on how you use your phone. If you have stumbled upon me for the first time and want coloring content on your subscription page, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am my big subscriber goal of my entire YouTube existence is 50 subscribers. I just want 50 because I want to be able to go live. That's my big thing. I like going live, and I'd like to be able to do that. So I only need 50 subscribers to go live. They dropped it. So I would love to be able to go live on the weekends for an hour or so and color and chat with people. That's my main goal with this YouTube situation. other than posting shorts. I like posting shorts. It's fun to do. I like coming up with ideas. So, with all that being said, I'm going to put the pencil down, and I will see you guys in video number 3.